Definitely a Gaboon viper. He hasn't seen me yet. Just basking on the log here. You can see it's just the first bit of sun coming through the forest. And they come out from where they hide in the leaves, and they come lie on dead logs and rocks to catch the heat, warm up, and then they go out to hunt. So he's catching his bask now, and once he's fully charged like a battery, then he goes out and he finds a perfect location to hide and wait in ambush for any small mammal to come past. He lunges out with the world's largest fangs, grab on, check the venom, let go, and then the rat runs off. Sometimes they'll even hold on and not even let it go. But all they need is just to get those 2 fangs in, and that mammal is dead within a couple of minutes to even seconds sometime. If I go closer, he's heard me now. Listen to this, he's huffing. Now this is quite a small specimen. It's not the biggest Gaboon viper. These vipers can get up to almost close to 2 meters. So they're Africa's largest growing viper. So this is probably just over a year old. So not very old, can get way bigger. But I want to show you how big the fangs are even on a small snake like this. So I'm just going to gently. Oh, it's very aware. Look at the lifting of the head. It's all about being gentle. Do not want to. Oh, he's looking at me now. Okay, I'm just going to move him up. Away from the log there. Look at that, yeah. First thing I notice is his shedding. His eyes are going blue, so he's not as full color. After he's shed, he will be bright color. Looks just like a butterfly, so he's a little bit dull, but this helps his camouflage a lot as well. Now, the Gaboon viper has got an incredibly potent cytotoxic venom, a tissue dissolving venom. So compared to a puff adder, this is even more painful and more tissue damage. So by far one of the worst bites you can ever get of any viper in the whole world. A fully grown 1.8 meter Gaboon viper bites you, you are in a world of pain. And if you look closely, you can see the blue shine in the eyes. And that's indication there's liquid inside the eye cap, and he's getting close to shedding. Look at here if I cover him with the leaves. Look how camouflaged he is. He just wants to move now. Also incredibly fast striking snake. Struck comfortably at like 8 to 10 meters per second. So way faster than I can move. You can also see the beautiful little horns on the front of the face. And so some people call them the rhinoceros viper. You get another family in West Africa that are called the rhino viper. They've got a way bigger horns. I'm going to try very gently. I like to just work with them a little bit first. I'm going to try and get him behind the head without having to pinch his head down with a stick. But you've got to be so gentle and careful. There, I've got him. Okay, secure now. Now this is incredible. You will not believe the size of the fangs on a snake this small. So the snake is probably just over a year old. They can live to about 14, 15 years, and every year they get bigger. But look at the size of these fangs. Yo, look at the venom coming out. That is crazy. One drop is all it takes. And there's actually a backup fang. Another fang behind that fang. Look at that. There's 3 fangs you can see. So they've always got a backup fang that folds out, just like a shark's mouth. There's a fang for fang to replace another fang when it falls out. So when they bite into a rat or a mouse and they lose a fang, they've got another fang that replaces that one. Incredible design. This is still a baby snake. So you can picture a fully grown adult with 4 centimeter fangs. It can almost bite right through your hand. Very, very serious bite from these snakes. His fangs are so large actually that he can bite through his bottom lip and get my finger underneath. That is just incredible. Look at the big size of that backup fang there. Look at that 2 fangs. Just pulled out the other one. And that's why they're called front hinged fangs. So actually the fangs are so large that the fangs actually have to fall back into the mouth. Now with all the cobra species, you'll see the fangs are fixed on the front. They're always erected. Where these fangs on the vipers get so large, they actually have to fold it back like a switchblade. And they fold it back perfectly. And then when he strikes out, he throws those fangs forward. And he bites down with incredible bite force and injects a large amount of that potent cytotoxic venom. By far the most painful bite of any Southern African deadly snake. By far. I put his fangs back gently. Don't like normally showing the fangs, but it's very important to see how big the fangs can be on a snake. They're small. World record fang size for any species. And I put him down gently. Look, he's trying to bite down at the ground. He's actually got a leaf in his mouth now. Now, what they do is they actually coil themselves into the leaves. I just want to see if I can get him to just sit here for a little bit for me. Just to give you an idea of how camouflaged they are. Now you can picture a snake like this with this patterning on the forest floor. He hides among the thick leaves like this, and something like a rat walks past here. He lunges out, injects that venom, pulls back, and the rat maybe runs 2 or 3 meters, and then he follows the scent particles that the rat leaves behind as it's running away and dying. Goes, swallows it in one go, then finds a bit of sun to help him digest the food, and then he goes, hides under a log or in the leaves again, waiting for his next food source. But look at that camouflage. You can walk right past him here and you wouldn't even notice that there's a deadly snake. And a fully grown Gaboon viper like this can swallow something the size of a small bird, like a guinea fowl, or even small vervet monkeys have been recorded by the adults. A Gaboon viper at this age can comfortably swallow a medium-sized rat. Gentle rub. Yes, a calming rub. Africa's most feared viper. Once again, just giving him a slight stroke. See if you use a very gentle approach. And you rub very softly. You're not pushing hard down or being too invasive with your hand. Then they allow this kind of behavior. Because I'm not hurting him. It's almost like both of us go into a state of thanatosis. I also feel very relaxed when I do this. And he's had enough now. I'm going to go put him back on his log, where I find him, and he can live his life out, and hopefully he finds a good food source and he grows to 1.8 meters. Let's go put you back. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Just a marvel of nature. The camouflage, the size of those fangs, the way he lives out here in these forests, unmatched by any other snake. Okay, let's put him back.